Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been some time since I uploaded my videos on YouTube here, but I have good news for you. Now I'm going to post a very short video every day that will help the intraday traders. I'll be giving you my views on the index, basically Nifty and BankNifty every day, so that you get a heads up about what my view is on the market and what are my zones of interest and all those things which you're going to understand. And also we're going to discuss about the overall sentiment, domestic sentiment and the global sentiment, and then based on that you can execute trades so that you have a nice set of information that are very important for intraday traders especially. I'm going to look at some of my fire data and everything. So this is my first video about that, so please give me a thumbs up if you like it, and that will motivate me to produce these kind of videos every day continuously. That would help you and your friends as well, so share with your friends and also subscribe if you haven't done that yet, please. Okay, so let's start. Okay, we are going to look into some of the economic data that we are anticipating for Monday. So this view is only for Monday and it's purely intraday. Okay, it's only for intraday. Why do I do that? Because during the intraday, even though we are bullish on the market overall, if on that particular day if it's a bearish view, then we are going to sell as well. So it's basically we are not really bothered about buying or selling. It depends on that day's market sentiment. So that's why it's purely for intraday. Don't take it for a long term like a week or 1 month. So even though in a bull run I might be looking for selling opportunities, so I hope you get that. So some of the important details that we are going to look into are the FII data on Friday. If you see here at this point, the FIIs were short by around 678 crores and domestic players were long around 1832 crores, which is a good sign because the domestic investors are kind of supporting the market even though the FIRs are selling. This doesn't mean that FIIs have a bearish view on our market. I mean, if you look at FII data, they are like 80% long, okay, in Indian market. So obviously they are offloading some of them, that's all, but the domestic institutions are kind of buying them. That's it. So it looks good overall. If it's like a too difficult thing for you to digest, just think that this looks healthy. Okay, there is nothing to be worried of. So this is the area that you're looking at. Okay, and then let's go to economic calendar. So on Monday 28th June, okay, on Monday we don't have any significant data coming in either from India or from US. I'm not going to be keen on like Chinese data or Japanese data or even the European data as such, apart from one or two crucial data. I won't be really keen on that. I'll be looking for obviously the US data and the Indian data, of course. Okay, so Monday we don't have much, and it's a results season as well, so you might have to be aware of that before taking any intraday trades. So you should be aware what are the stocks that are announcing results on that particular day or the very next day. So on Monday, if you look at, we have few results coming out. We have HAL, National Aluminium as well. So apart from the stocks that are in futures, I'm really not so keen on any other stocks as such. Okay, so those are the two stocks that you could be aware of. And so that's about the economic calendar, the events calendar. And looking at the global sentiment, the US market is looking really good. It's on a daily basis it closed around 0.3% up, so it's looking robust, I would say. On a weekly chart as well, it's looking really good. You could see here the bears are so weak that they can't even bring the price even to the moving average, which is like just 20 EMA. They couldn't even bring prices to that level. So there is a lot of anxiety in the bulls, so they are taking the markets higher and higher. So overall the global sentiment is bullish, and FII and DII are bullish on Indian market as well. So they are in sync. Okay, so next, moving on to the next part. So while doing the intraday assessment or the zones that I'd be interested in to mark, highlight those zones, what I normally do is, now let's go to Nifty first of all. Okay, so if you go to Nifty, I do two things. One is I assess the daily chart and then the 30-minute chart and mark the zones of interest basically. Okay, so the daily chart, if you see here, I mean, it's looking really good, and this is the hurdle that the bulls have to cross basically. Okay, so that is the hurdle, the all-time high levels. Okay, if they manage to cross that, then I think it's going to be really good. And at the same time, if you look at the weekly, it's closed very high, very neatly here. The bulls have a clear upper hand basically on weekly chart. So overall it's looking bullish, but it's just this one hurdle. And as I said, as we are intraday traders as well, we don't really be bothered if there is a opportunity to sell. So that's what we are going to look at now. So we go to 30 minutes, we drop down to 30 minutes, and as you can see here, I have marked the zones there. I'm just going to clear it off, and so that we can, you know, narrow the zone basically. So this is a high, so I'd be looking to sell the index if price comes up to that level. Why? Because I think the market might come down a bit at the start, because you can see some sell-off in the last final half an hour or so. So you can see this red candle here, and the support I'm looking for in Nifty is, I think this would be my zone basically, where I'll be looking for buying opportunities. So now you clearly know what my trading plan is. If price goes up to, you know, this level here, then I'd be looking for possible selling opportunities. See, I'm not saying that as soon as price hits that level I'm going to sell. It's not that. You have to look for price action and then sell. Okay, because it's an intraday, these zones are marked based on 30 minutes, and I will be trading on 5 minutes or 10 minutes maybe, and see and look for some cues of weakness around this area here, the top area, and look for bullish activity in this zone. So make sense? So this is all I'm going to do. As you can see, it's like a multi-time frame analysis, and I have marked my zones already, and all I have to do is wait for the price to come to either of those levels and then show me the intent basically. If the price comes up to this level here and shows like it's kind of getting weaker and it's struggling to cross this zone, then I look for selling opportunities. Okay, and at the same time, if price, you know, comes down, and then this would be my zone of interest, and then I'll be looking for some bullish activity in this zone. If that is confirmed, then I'm going to go long in that zone. So that's about Nifty, guys. Let's move on to BankNifty now. Okay, same thing we are going to do here as well. Daily, you know, it's looking really good, but you can see a small wick at the top, so there are chances like there could be some pullback again in the morning, maybe for half an hour, 45 minutes, or even 1 hour maybe, and then after that I'm expecting bulls to come in and take control. That's only if it opens flat or something like that. If it gaps up, then we are going to see what we can do there. So we are bullish essentially. Now we go to 30 minutes and we are going to mark our zones. Okay, my zone of interest would be this one here, this area, the top area there. So I'd be looking for selling opportunities if price comes up to this zone here. Okay, if price comes up to this top zone, then I'll be looking for selling opportunities. It's not like I'm going to sell as soon as the price comes up. As I told earlier, I'll look for opportunities there for selling. Okay, it's not like it cannot go up or something like that. If it shows like it's bullish and then the bulls are still have much strength to break out of that zone, then I'd be looking for buying. So this basically, that's the zone, as I said. Okay, and the bottom zone would be this one. If price comes down to these levels here, then I'll be looking for buying opportunities. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. And if bulls doesn't come in this area, then I won't be really looking to buy. As I said, I need some confirmation, so I'm not just going to buy as soon as price hits those levels. Okay, so that's about Bank Nifty. These are the two zones. If you want, you can also mark these zones, or you can go to the chart and then mark yourself as well. The top zone will be 35,810 around, and between 35,720 and 35,800, that will be my sell zone, and the buy zone would be somewhere around 35,100 to 35,150, 160 levels. So these are the two zones I'd be looking out for. So you might be wondering, what would I do if the price just stays in between these two zones here? The best thing, actually the best thing to do is it confirms that the price is in a range, and most of the traders, intraday traders especially, lose money when the market is trading in a range. So if you see that the market is just doing something, let's assume the market opens flat and then tries to goes up, and then just starts coming down, and then it won't even come to this level, but it's instead it does something like this, that shows that it's in a range. So it kind of alerts you that the market is in a range. And as I said, most of the intraday traders trading index lose money in a ranging market, so you have to identify that. And if you are a seasoned trader, obviously you can take advantage of the ranging market as well. That's another story. But these are the two zones that I'd be looking out for. These are like best optimal zones, I would say. So for instance, if the market opens flat, then it's quite nice that if price comes down here, I'll be looking for selling opportunities. If price goes up here, I'll be looking for selling opportunities, and if it comes down here, I'll be looking for buying opportunities. So that's pretty clear, right? So now what happens is, if it gaps up somewhere here, so again it would still be valid because it's quite a distance from the closing price, so it is still a valid. As I said, these are the zones I'll be looking out for. If it easily crosses this, then this will act as support and look for buying opportunities here instead of selling. If it gaps down somewhere here, and this will act as resistance, and I'll be looking for selling opportunities. I hope this is clear. Let me just summarize you that very quickly. Okay, suppose we have two areas here. Okay, if it gaps up and then crosses this resistance will act as support, okay, when coming down. And if it gaps down and goes down and then comes up here, this support will act as resistance now. Okay, this will act as resistance. So this is the thing. If it just opens flat somewhere here and then does something like that, I'll be looking for buying. If it goes up and does something like that, I'll look for selling. So those are the two zones that I'd be interested in. Apart from that, I have told you, like I'll be showing you some of the intraday stocks that you can focus on. First one is HDFC Bank. Okay, if you look at the daily chart, if you look at the daily chart, the price tried to come down several times, but you can see those wicks at the bottom. See here, it tried, and then there was some congestion, and now it is kind of going out of this congestion zone. So that's why I'm bullish on HDFC Bank. So I'd be looking for buying opportunities in HDFC Bank for intraday trading. Let me just give you a disclaimer as well. I'm already long in HDFC Bank, as you can see on my premium channel here. I posted here, I have bought HDFC Bank futures at 1492.50. I'm already long in this. That's kind of swing trading that I'm have taken. So this video I'm just focusing on intraday trade. So I'm already long in that. I think I'm going to tell you where I went long as well. So I'm sitting on some decent profits at the moment. So I'm still expecting the price to go higher. So this is the resistance zone for HDFC Bank. So if in case of any sort of dips, look for buying opportunities. So we go to 30 minutes and see where we can do that. Okay, so I think I'm long from this point around here. I think I went long in this particular green bar. Somewhere here I went long at 1492.50. I've told you the price. That's the futures price. This is the spot market chart. Okay, somewhere here, so I'm sitting on a decent profits here, which is quite good. That's a swing trade. And even for intraday, I think you can look for buying opportunities if price comes down to, say, maybe to this level here, the previous swing high, maybe if it comes down to this level, I think you can easily look for buying opportunities for intraday trading. As I said, it's for intraday trading. Okay, if it comes down, and you can go long. I'm not looking for selling at this moment, even though if you have a sell opportunity, this stock is for basically a buying opportunity. Okay, next stock is NAM India. Okay, Nippon Liam Limited. Okay, so in this, let's see, you can see here again the same story as with HDFC Bank. It's just slightly a different kind, that's all. You can see this rejection here, and then the congestion here, and then you try to go up and then close slightly above this congestion zone. Okay, so that's the overall view, that's all. Now if you just go to the 30 minutes time frame, okay, so this is the zone that we're talking about. Okay, that's kind of important zone. It's trying to do that. So I think it will be able to cross that, and you can see some sort of pullback here. So if it comes down, and then if you find a good buying opportunity, I think you should go long in this stock. Okay, it's just because these lows are being held by the bulls quite nicely, and then they are making higher highs and higher lows as well. So expecting another higher low maybe here, and then you can go long. That's for purely intraday basis. So NAM India is one stock, HDFC Bank the other one. The next one is TCS. Okay, TCS is looking really good here. You know, after this big bull bar, we can see a small bar here. It doesn't mean that the bulls couldn't take it higher. It's just because they are taking some rest. That's all I would see it as, and not otherwise. Why? Because if you see, it was in a nice little range here. Okay, and it has clearly broken out and closed out of that range with this particular bull bar. Okay, let me just highlight you that this particular bull bar that's closed outside of that range, and then any pullback towards this range is a good opportunity to buy. Okay, that's what I'm looking for intraday trading. If it comes down here, then you can look for buying opportunities. Okay, if you see any sort of dip, that's a good buying option. These are all like buyers area, I would say. So that's one more stock, and the final stock that I'm going to focus on is Eicher Motors. Okay, if you look at on daily chart, I mean, it's kind of, you might say, we were seeing rejections from the bottom in previous stocks, but in this we are seeing rejections from the top here, right? So what this signifies is, even though we saw a lot of rejections at the top, the price didn't really come down as such. The bears were not that good to take the prices lower. So I think somewhere the bears are getting weaker and giving an opportunity for the bulls, which is kind of evident from this last bull bar here. So I'm bullish on this particular stock. I'm looking for buying opportunities, and if price comes down to, you know, even if the market, if Nifty comes down at the start of Monday, then this is the zone I'd be looking for buying opportunities. So essentially the whole day I'd be looking for buying opportunities rather than selling opportunities. That's it. So all these four stocks I have bullish view: HDFC Bank, NAM India, TCS, and Eicher Motors. So these are the stocks I'll be looking out for intraday trading. And as I said, in HDFC Bank I'm already long, and that's a swing trade. Okay, I hope you like this video, guys. Please share and subscribe with your friends as well, and give me a thumbs up, and also leave a comment if you have anything to share with me, and that would be really motivational for me as well, so that it will be more interactive with you guys. Thank you, guys. See you soon.